Therefore, um, since AI is taking over, you guys have to be up to speed on it and know how to be able to leverage it for your businesses. So those will be on every Tuesday. Like I said, you'll see me on Wednesday. Anything vehicle related, Turo, private rental, rent to own, how to make money off of assets, how to turn it into a business. You'll learn that from myself. And then Thursdays will be Mr. Kane Robinson, who is your credit repair expert specialist. And he'll teach you everything you need to know about credit, how to leverage your credit, how to use your credit, and things like that. So I appreciate everybody that's here, that's new. Obviously, the people that are in here on a weekly basis, hats off. I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to take a minute to, if you had any wins, you can go ahead and speak on them. If not, we can get into drilling questions, but I do like to hear about your guys' wins. If we've already gotten you funded, if you've already seen improvement, if you've linked up with the Dealer Connect, if you've built your fleet, if you got your LLC done the proper way, received the paperwork, any type of win, you can share that now. I do know you guys post them in the community, which I appreciate. Let's keep posting. Let's keep the social proof out there. But if you guys have any wins to experience, whether it was with us or in life, period, let's talk about it. If a family member graduated, if anything, you could take a couple minutes to talk about it and spread it out. Let's see. For myself, if nobody wants to start, I did implement basically a brand new we're restructuring the way our offer is, and we're trying to make this more affordable to everybody because we know how important it is to be in something like this, and we know sometimes people are scared to invest some when it's a high dollar amount, especially on something that's new to them. So we're trying to structure something that's more affordable for everybody, and we're going to be green on being able to take credit. So now for the future clients that can come through, or they're going to be able to use their credit cards, and we'll be protected on chargeback protection and things like that. So if you have businesses and you need to hook up on a payment processor for your business, things like that, let me know. I'm basically your one-stop shop for everything, bro. I'm just being honest with you. Let's go hustle. That's what it is. I hustle, I network, I communicate. I am the plug and the source on everything from literally from anything you can think of. I have a connection for it, right? I even own a cable streaming company. I provide cable to people. My cable company's $30 a month, every channel, anything you want, pay-per-view events, sports packages, everything. All you need is a Fire Stick and internet, or some type of device to download my app on. So when I say I'm the plug for everything, I'm literally the plug for everything. But go ahead. I think somebody was about to speak about a win. Was that you, Danny? I think I cut you off.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's not anything crazy like you're talking about, but I've been putting it off for geez, I feel like a couple years now, but I finally got started working on my credit this week, so this is up. So
Perfect, perfect. Yeah,
hopefully,
got to get that credit's the foundation. That's the foundation to everything, right? That's going to be the something that you leverage in order to make these things possible and make these things happen, right? Um, and we're here to help assist and do what we can do to elevate you and get you to that next level. I know Corey has he asked some questions. I don't know if you're going to save that for tomorrow's call for your question, but I think I have an answer for you. I'll talk to you about it offline, but I'm pretty sure that's a tomorrow question with Kane. But I think we're pushing you through without having, our lenders was like, just send them through with as anxious as trying to get started, so you don't have to clear them dots, and like they're like, hey, just push them. You know what I mean? If I have that connection and can shortcut it, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I was talking with Jeremy today. He's supposed to be calling me back tonight. I'm already looking to get quite a few vehicles from him, really, without even worrying about the business funding part of it. I mean, I still want to get that. Obviously, I'm going to need that for maintenance and all those kind of things. But we're just pushing through, man. I got tired of waiting.
Hell yeah,
Um,
let's get it. Let's
yeah,
get fleet build. That's how I am. I get tired of, because you never know. Credit is so complicated. You never know what the delay is, or what the, and right now it's really to our advantage because they're they just got hit with the CFPB. They got hit with like a lawsuit and stuff. So really you can dispute and win a lot of shit on credit right now. And I know we're using that to our advantage for all of our clients. So don't think that we're not watching the news and knowing how to be able to structure you guys by knowing what's going on around economically. Yeah, Corey, I'm anxious to he told me about it. I'm anxious to see what you build and what you add. He said you're looking at getting 12 of them. Let's hit the ground running.
I was trying, man. He doesn't know if he's gonna be able to get me 12 right off the bat or not, but he's working them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Go ahead,
That's
Dom,
about the same number
Dominic.
I think I'm going to be looking for.
Go ahead. What'd you say, Robert?
So that's about the same number I think I'm going to be looking for, but I can't start till, I'm not going to be in the States till April.
Oh, okay, yeah. So at least you're getting everything planned out and ready. That's I mean, that's where it starts, right? You got to have a good plan and make sure that you're gonna go execute that plan. Dominic,
I guess a smaller win for me would be getting the LLC finally set up. I'm going to be going to Chase tomorrow to get all the personal accounts, banking accounts set up. Personal win wise, I'm a professional solicitor, we could say. So I do door to door. I was able to sell a roof today. So
oh
that was
hell
a pretty
yeah,
big win for me.
cool. So you're in sales, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, you might have some opportunities over here. We're always we look to grow with everything and everybody. It's not just about you guys, moving forward with us and paying a ticket to better yourselves. We better you in every type of way. If this is something that you've ran through and experienced yourself, and you feel confident, like, hey, this is how it works, and you feel like this is something that you could sell, we could talk offline, and then you can have an opportunity to be partnered with us in that type of way. Dom, I think your biggest step, your biggest win, I'm gonna hit this one for you, is that the fact that you actually you didn't waste money on a mentorship, because I know your experiences with the other people that you invested in and got screwed over. But as you can see, we're real. We provide results, right? Like, and
Right.
we don't gatekeep the information. So that's a win in itself, because the internet is super untrustworthy. I'm not going to give you guys, obviously, not going to dime out those entrepreneurs who did it, but he has been looking for something similar, already doing this kind of service, and he's gotten screwed over twice. If you guys want to text him and ask him, he could tell you himself. But that's just part of the game, and the fact that we can be reputable is what matters. Of course, nothing's perfect. It's not a perfect bit. No business is perfect. There's going to be delays and, like, oh shit, I forgot, and things like that. But we never do funny money. My partners, everybody gets paid out how they're supposed to be paid out when I'm paid out. My students, you guys are going to be taken care of. And sometimes without communication, I don't know. I don't know that there was a delay in something. So proper communication with whoever's rolling with your profile at that time is going to be perfect, right? Like Corey sent out a message today, it shed clarity for me, and then I hit up the source and was like, blah blah blah. He was like, oh yeah, but he gave me the information. But sometimes we just don't have time to be like, hey Corey, we're going to skip this step and put you here. We don't need more optimization, because we just do it. You know what I mean? We're more of action takers and doing it, and we will get better at communicating, when we're just going to front load you to some stuff. But that is the word, Corey. You could talk to Kane about it tomorrow on the credit call. I think the lender was like, just send your profile. He doesn't care what it's looking like right now, so that way we can fast track it. Because there's loopholes to things, and if they can make it happen, then we're going to go with what their option is.
Yeah, I kind of planned on that too, man. I mean, just coming in with my credit the way it was already, I really, there wasn't much optimization that needed to go on. So I've just been sitting here for, almost 2 months, just like twiddling my thumbs. So I'm ready to go.
For sure, for sure. As long as Jeremy gets you taken care of, we get them cars on the road, you're putting them into business, everything else is solid. I think we talked about that on our last call not too long ago about, hey, let's just put it in the business name. At least you're generating revenue right now. You know what I mean? That credit can just come when it comes,
Yep.
for sure. Anything else? No more wins. No more wins to celebrate. Darren, you mind muting up for me, brother?
Yeah,
Thank you, boss.
just like us, my LLC is good. So just got that all set up and heading to the bank. Along with that, finally I'll process from the military, so I'm good on that. And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
ready to make this happen.
Well,
I'm
now you got some time. I'm congratulations on out processing. You getting everything squared away with your disability and all that and retirement. Donald.
What's good? Let's go hustle fam. Alan Ole. I just got funded from Shantae. Still working though, we still eating. Right now I'm up to 92K. So it's real. I'm just waiting on just getting more funds. And I hit up Jeremy Tate for the vehicles I'm already interested. So just just waiting, man. Just wait on the game.
Perfect, perfect. Good. That's good shit, Alan. That's a good little ticket number. How many months you been about 2 months too, 2 or 3 months? What's your time frame right now?
It's like 2 months.
2 months. So yeah, Corey, it's right around the corner, man. Like I said, it's right around the corner. He's about the same time as you, and he 92K. That's big. We guarantee 50, right? We guarantee 50. If I get you guys 50, I'm already good. But the fact that you're at 92, it's just crushing our numbers. Sometimes we can get up to 300 on that first go around, so that's the goal. But congrats, man. Clap it up, Mr. Allen. Good shit, man. Way to be proactive. Way to communicate. Way to listen. Way to just let us do our thing and be patient, as well as the people who are already in here and patient. Corey's been patient. He's got that hustle in him. I know Corey. He got that hustle in him. We got to get that link. We got to do it, man. We keep talking about it. We got to do it. But I am swamped. But it's gonna happen for sure. But yeah, that's a good win. Good win. And you guys can talk about them as much as you want. So we'll get into the Q&A, man. Like I said, it's been as long as we're providing results, every single call, somebody should be getting some type of win or some type of result, and that's really what I look forward to and what I'm happy about. Because that shows the impact that we have on people and how we're changing lives every single day. So yeah, we'll get into it. Q&A. Ask me any questions that you have that you got. If things seem unclear when it comes to the rental car business or Turo or private rental or whatever it is, let me know. That way we can get this, we can get these questions answered, and I can shed clarity on what I do know and what I don't know. I can definitely give you guys an answer. I think Dr. Steven, I think your hand went up first. What you got for me, boss man?
Yeah, I just barely had your briefing on the Allegiant Veterans Empowerment Week today, and so I just signed up with you guys. But I already have an LLC doing something separate. I write Nexus letters for veterans who are having a difficult time getting their medical diagnoses added as disability that's in service.
Mhm.
But I'm curious, if I already have this LLC, it's not a medical LLC. Do I have to get another another LLC if I want to branch into this Turo business, or can I use the same one? And
I would never say, I can just ask you a couple questions and then I'll let you know why, and then I'll tell you what I suggest. So what's the name of the LLC?
It's Stevel Nexus Consulting.
Okay, and then what's the entity, like the job identifier? I don't need the code. You could just tell me, is it, transportate? Like, what is it?
I think it was, I think they had sales, but I mean, I don't know if there's one specifically for consulting, but I know it's not medical, even though I'm, medical fringe, it's not a medical LLC.
Okay, if it's a marketing and consulting, then that's solid. Do you have a registered agent for that, or are you using like a registered agent at business address, or are you using like a home address?
I've got a home address, but it's not my home address.
Okay, yeah, then it's already going to be high risk on an LLC, because everything has to be in line of what the bank likes as not high risk. So if you're using a home address, sometimes even a personal email, number's not that too big of a deal. Sometimes the email's not even that too big of a deal, but the name, they can flag you. The entity, they can flag you. You had those two good, but that home address is what's going to get you. So you're going to want to use a business address, which is obviously we teach Wyoming for the LLC registered agent using their business address, because it's it's lender favorable. So you
That
want
works out good because I'm in Utah, just an hour away from Wyoming.
Yeah, well, you could do everything online too, but yeah,
Okay.
even though that you're closer, that's cool. But yeah, you definitely want to have a properly structured LLC. And then just to give you a little bit of clarity on that, why not have multiple LLCs? Like you got to think of it in a sense of like a LLC is your business, and that's how you get capital from a bank. So myself, I have 10 LLCs. That doesn't mean I have 10 businesses, but I do have documentation of 10 LLCs. So if I utilize my PG, my score, right, and I go PG, a brand new LLC, it doesn't matter how new it is. As long as the LLC is structured properly and I go with a properly structured credit profile, I can go to the bank and get lending off that LLC. So if I have 10 LLCs and 10 banks give me 10,000, I just made 100,000 in credit just off of the LLCs. And this is business credit. It doesn't attach to your personal. So that's how I always suggest having multiple LLCs. If you keep that as like, almost like an investment, right? And then I put all my LLCs in my trust. So then now my trust owns everything. All my assets and LLCs go in my trust. My social media goes in my trust because all this stuff is what I own. And if I ever leave this earth, right, I need to have something back from my family besides investment stocks, fidelity, and life insurance and things like that. But the foundation of everything else, the government's not taking this. We own this, right? But yeah, all the multiple LLCs is always the play.
Okay, perfect. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
100%. Go ahead, Dom. And you guys can keep spitting questions. Like, that's what we're here for. That's what this is for. This is for the clarity. This is for the understanding. Dominic, go ahead.
I got a shit ton of questions, but I'm just going to shoot one, let a couple people answer some more questions.
Cool.
My main one was the private car insurance, a little bit more in depth, just because it's like I'm brand new to just getting insurance in general. Now I'm looking to, because I know it's going to be different from Turo.
Mm-hmm.
I know ABI does car insurance,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't count unless you're renting it on Turo.
Right.
What I've seen. So I'm trying to figure out what insurances do I need in order for me to be covered.
So I'm going to tell you guys the play I ran, and you can run this play. This is totally up to you, but my goal was to always teach you guys exactly how I done it. I've never paid a fine. I've never got a ticket. I've never got canceled or anything like that until I started getting multiple wrecks, right? That I had to report to the personal instead of Turo. So how I did it was I started adding cars to my personal at first. Like, so I got up to almost 13 cars on my personal until they really started asking questions. And I was like, oh yeah, we have like 5 people that live with me. My mom, my sister, my dad, my brother. I mean, we all have about 2 cars. I swung it to my personal insurance like that as soon as they asked, but they didn't ask me till about 14 cars. So that was already 14 cars on my personal that I kept going. And I got actual discounts because when you add multiple cars to a personal policy, they actually discount your rate, right? But the thing about that is it's only for the coverage. You never do a claim through there because that's what's going to make you hot. So I had all the cars on my personal so I could be covered legally, while they were out on Turo. If I ever had an incident, I never reported it to the insurance agency. I got connections with like mechanics and shops like that. When you're in the car space, right, you want to build those connections with people that own tire shops, the used tire shops, people that own mechanic shops that can do your oil changes and maintenances and things like that. So I would always go to them and use my capital, like my funding for that. Like, okay, I could put this claim in for $500 on the deductible, and now I get a flag on it, and now they're like, oh, damn. Well, there's a policy over here, a claim we got to submit. Oh, damn, this dude has 14 cars. What the hell's going on? He must be running a rental car business because you never tell them what you're doing, right? We don't tell the banks we run a rental car business because then they're not going to give you money. We don't tell the insurance companies that we run a rental car business because then you're automatically going to be high risk. They're automatically going to try to give you commercial insurance, and it's expensive. Commercial insurance is expensive. The goal is to save money and run the business and not pay a whole lot of money doing so, right? So I would just go there. Hey, how much to fix this? And it might be $800. Yeah, I could have saved $300, use my personal, but now I'm risking losing that insurance policy. So I would just pay the shop. He'd do the work. I'd use my funding. That's what the funding is for, right? That's what this capital is for, so that you can do these type of things until you really get established and built. We give you something to back you up in any type of emergency or issues. So I did that play for a minute, and I compared. You can compare most regular policies like Farm Bureau, State Farm. They have commercial policies as well. You just got to shop that's something that's budget friendly for you. So there's that option. The big option I've been using lately is just Turo and Tint. Tint now provides insurance off trip, and they're partnered with Turo. So everything now is only Turo. If it's on a trip, I submit the claim through Turo. I'm covered. And tent if it's off trip. So now I'm covered at all times, and it's legal. I can't get ticketed. I can't get flagged for not having insurance. And
Okay, and for
obviously you obviously do your due diligence on your research. Only you know your budget, only you know what you can afford, only you know what your profits can handle. So that's going to be something you always need to have insurance and maintain the insurance, because at the end of the day you need to protect your asset, because that's what's making money.
okay, question on that. So for the personal insurance, do we kind of want to run with the full coverage, like fully fucking cover the
I
car?
mean, I did, just because I felt, dude, I had 14 cars and my vehicle insurance was like $730, bro. Like, because of I would get such a discount. It would be like $27 a car a month for full coverage. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay on the personal and hopefully nothing ever happens. The only time I got dropped was when one of my employees, like a staff, it wasn't on Turo, nothing. A staff member was driving, he hit somebody, and then I had to claim it because he couldn't afford it. I didn't really want to screw him over. He was on his mom's policy, and that would have been all hell for him if I would have had his mom. Legally, I had the documentation. I could have been like, look, either your mom is going to claim this on her policy because it was her incident, you're her son, so y'all are going to take this, or we're just going to go to court, because I give the documentation for that type of stuff. That's what the private rental and rent to own documentation is. That's what it covers you on. So you give that to every client who's not going to rent through Turo. Everybody should get a rent to own contract. And I did them for a year, so it covers them for a year. But now that's your paperwork, right? So but I just didn't want to screw him over, man, because he was already working for me. He's a really good employee. He just had a mistake, so I actually did claim it. He paid the deduct. He gave me the 1,000. It was $1,000 deductible on that car. It was a Tesla. So he gave me the payment for it. But that's when insurance was like, "Hey, man, they got you. They already know, so they're asking questions. You probably got another couple months." So within that time, in another couple months, that's when I found ABI, ran it with them, and then Turo offered tent, which was cheaper, $20 cheaper. So then I went with tent.
Okay, and last question on the insurance side of things would be, how do you avoid Turo hosts from throwing claims onto your stuff? Because I had some jackass, like it was like a whole hit and run situation. And
Mhm.
then instead of going on Turo's, it went on my personal insurance as a claim, and it was just a whole big deal.
So you need to take all your personal information, your personal insurance stuff. It shouldn't be in the glove box at all. Like, I know we're taught that as when we're growing, oh, keep your insurance and all. But when you're renting on Turo, you put the Turo one that they give you, because you can print out the Turo policy card through the app and stuff. You put that one in the glove box. You leave your personal so that they only see that, and that's the only person that they can call. They'll only go through Turo. Usually they check the glove box first thing, and that's where they'll see your personal and be like, "Oh, well, this must be it," and then they do it.
Got you.
Yep.
And run the same thing with private.
Yep. Same thing with private. I don't put any personal stuff in those glove boxes at all. I take everything out. Documentation. I think I leave the registration in there, just because I have to. State of Louisiana is different when I was there hosting. So, but yeah, other than that, take that off. Only put the Turo stuff inside the glove box. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Danny, go ahead.
All right, I got a bunch of questions for you. I've been trying to catch up with you. I keep missing these meetings or whatever, but I have a bunch of stuff. All right, so at first I was like, all right, I'm gonna get like two, three cars put on Turo, and then I started looking, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get like 10, 20 put on here. Just hit up every bank I can, and anybody that'll give me a loan for it, just take a car and try and knock it out in a week or so. Just get everything in a week.
Mhm.
So my question is, I had a couple of credit things to clean up. And I know it's fair to put in the businesses. I got like five LLCs set up throughout the years.
Mhm.
Is it better for the credit to well, question one, is it better for personal credit to put them on the personal side than refinance them on the business side later? Or should I just start off on the business side?
So that's honestly that's a you decision, right? I can tell you how I did it. I'll always say that because I never want to guide somebody. I don't know anybody else's hustle driver mentality compared to mine, but they're both good. They both can be beneficial. Starting out, I would honestly go all business, right? PG it anyway. You're gonna PG it anyway, so you're already using your personal credit score to put it on there. So you might as well put the vehicles on the business so that the debt doesn't attach to you. So if you ever want any future funding and that funding in a quick manner, you should always put it in your business. That way it doesn't show on your personal profile. So when you need to go get capital, you're lender favorable.
So that's the thing. My profile is gonna be so thin by the time I got a couple things to clean up, and it's gonna be so thin. That's what I was worried about, that I wouldn't be able to get funding afterwards.
Well, you're just going to need some credit. You just put some credit builders on there. They got Credit Strong and other sites out there. If Kane, if you hop in Kane's meeting tomorrow, he's the credit guy. He could tell you about them. But just throw some credit builders on there. They're monthly payments. You get your money back at the end, and it puts those accounts on there. Put some credit builders and a couple trade lines, and your accounts are good. You just need 10 or more. It doesn't matter what they are. You just need at least 10 or more.
So they work. They really do work though. So like, how long of a process is that? Can I knock it out in like 2 months, or is it like a long like 6 months?
It's when I did credit builders. So my wife was in that same situation where she had young credit. That was always the denial. Anytime we wanted to get something 700, she's 720, 710, but young credit because she only had about 5 or 4 accounts on there. So we added 2 loans from Credit Strong. One was a $10,000, one was a $20,000 loan. The monthly payment was like 300. Then we did like 2 trade lines. So that like put her at 10. And then once that was, we kept it for 6 months because you add new credit, you got to let it you're going to go in the garden for 6 months. So you're not going to be able to do anything for like 6 months. Anytime you add something new, if it's major new, like one little $2,000 credit card, it's not major. But like if you go add 20, 30,000, 40, 50,000 on somebody, you're going to go in the garden. So you have to wait 6 months anyway. So we were like, okay, we're in the building phase. We're just going to wait 6 months. And that's what we did. We waited 6 months. At that 6 months, Credit Strong gives you your money back. So I got my money back for what I did, but it added those primary accounts to her profile. And then we went and got like 237K from the banks just by having that.
All right, cool. All right, question 2.
But hold on, let me go back to let me go back because you asked a couple of questions within there. So on the personal side, it doesn't matter either. If you do put it in your personal to add those profiles, right, to get those accounts right, it's still the same thing. 6 months is still the play. 6 months is the garden. But what you can do, right? I did that. So I put 6 cars in my personal name. And that was like $260,000 worth of vehicle debt, right? 6 months later, I refinanced those vehicles into the business.
That's what I do. Yeah.
And on the credit profile, and now it shows it's paid off. So now I have $260,000 of paid off. They don't know how many vehicles they just see auto loan debt, 267 paid in full. All I really did was refinance it. So that's how I was able to go get a Lamborghini Urus and my Ferrari and my Huracan and stuff like that without having to barely do anything. Of course you gotta put fat down payments on them. That's just how it works. But as far as like, debt to income or something like that being a problem, it was never a problem because they already seen I could handle that. But all I did was refinance.
All right, so if like that's what I was thinking, just because it's gonna put the trade lines under anyway, just putting it on my personal. So I was gonna hit up everybody because, like I said, I was trying to do like 10 or 20. Like, is there a chance that a bank could do it like a pull later, like a few days later, a week later, and like, nah, you got to bring this back. Like, you're doing too much out here.
No, I mean, it's never happened to me. I went and bought 7 in like 2 days. Then I bought like that next month. I was like, damn, I'm really fucking with this business model. And I went and bought like 30. The only time a bank took a car back was when they didn't have the deal right in the paperwork. They were it was like a C300 Mercedes and they wanted like 41,000 for it, but it really said 38. So 38 was a better deal for me. So in order for me to keep the car, they were like, can you just bring the remaining, 39, 40, 41, another 3,000 basically in down payment. They're like, can you bring that back? That way everything. And I was like, nah, I'm not giving you 3,000. Like this car's been on your lot for like 4 months, bro. You could take the 38 that were already there, or you can have it back. And so I actually gave it back because I didn't want to pay a down payment. But that's the only time they're not gonna. I'm not. If you become delinquent on your first payment, they snatching your shit. That's just how it is. Like they financed you a car and you didn't pay the first payment, they definitely coming for you. That's the game.
All right, so that was my other question. So I've been studying like on this Turo, like I probably spend like 4 or 5 hours a week just looking over, seeing what people are doing. I can't figure out pieces of it. Like I'll see, um, last night I was on there for a couple hours, like just going through the area that I live in. I'll see like a Model X for like down to like $50 for the whole month, like barely. Then I'll see like a Toyota Camry for $60. It's rented most of the month. Like I can't find any like rhyme or reason behind like who's doing it and how they're doing it versus like even with better cars like that.
Well, I mean, the cheap economy cars work. You don't have to have better cars every time. Like the cheap economy cars are going to stay out. Those Tesla Model X's, Model Ys, and those three-row vehicles, those are going to hit regardless. People need them. They're going to vacation. They're going to go to new areas. So they're going to need those cars. And you can rent them out for cheap, which means they'll book. But you never know someone's situation. Like I got a Challenger that's paid off. I could put it on there for $20 a day if I want to because I don't owe anything on it, and I'm gonna make money if it stays gone the whole month. I make money regardless because I own the car. So you got to look at the different situations other people are in on why they chose their price. And I don't look at any of that. I don't look at nothing the only thing I look at is like what cars are popping. These are the cars that's hot. There's 7 Tesla Model 3s in here, and they all have 80 plus trips. So guess what? I'm getting a Tesla Model 3. Like I say that on multiple calls. Numbers don't lie. So your Tesla Model 3 is not going to do 3 trips when all the rest have 80. You're going to get 82. That's just how it works.
I'm Cincinnati. Like what because I can't figure out the market. Like there's nothing as far as like the luxury cars. Like there's just none. Like we still got the Tesla trucks going for 300 a day out here, and it's like that's it. Like that's the top of the line where I'm at. Like what's going on? And the economy cars, I think the lowest I've seen is like 32, and those are, just little Kias and stuff like that. Like I can't figure out the market. What should I be looking for? Like just numbers, like how many trips or
Yeah, I would look at all that. And after this question, I'm gonna let some other people get on the board. And then we'll revisit if questions die out. But yeah, you got to look at everything as a whole. You got to assess the whole market. Current location, filter free, see what delivered, like free delivery, filter what's up there. Look at how many trips it got. Look at what type of car it is, not the car per se, the type of car. If it's a bunch of economy cars, then put economy cars in your market. If it's if you see only one Tesla Cybertruck and it's getting 300 a day, there's only one and it's already got crazy amount of trips, you put another one because that's how you basically you're matching and you're countering. That's the only 2 ways to a market research, right? You're matching it so that you can make your guaranteed money, or or I could say or because I did everything right, and you can counter it. There was no exotics in Shreveport, Louisiana. There was no sports cars. There was just one Corvette. I brought 2 more Corvettes. I bought 2 Trackhawks. I brought a Hellcat there. I brought a Range Rover there. I brought cars that the market had never seen, so I became the hottest topic in that city. Like I made 6 figures from Turo within like the first 6 months. I was already power host in the first 6 months because I just understand people. I understand the needs of. I can look at something and be like, well, damn, there's not one 4-wheel drive truck here and it snows all the time. Let me put one on it because people probably need it. There's not one Kia Telluride here, which is a great vehicle, super cheap. Notes is cheap and it looks good and it has 3 rows. There's no 3 rows here. Let me put some 3 rows in the market. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta think broader than what you're just seeing. Like, okay, these have this, let me add this, or let me do this, or let me match this. That's how you're wanting to do it though. So you go to the search, current location, filter free delivery, and then boom, look what pops up.
cool.
I appreciate the questions, Danny. I really do. We're gonna go to Lay. I'm gonna call back on you though if you got some more. Lay, Go ahead. I don't know. Lay, am I saying it right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
So two questions. Basically just put everything in your business under your business, right?
100%. I always would. Your personal is always going to be your personal. It's going to be good. You got to PG it though. Remember that. You ain't nobody's putting nothing in only business unless they're making 2 million a year on paper on tax
Right.
return. So it's always PG in it. But yes, 100% everything should go in your business because your personal is automatically going to reflect for the business anyway. And you're going to be building both at the same time.
All right. And now I got I got two more questions.
Go ahead.
So how do you feel about the BOI?
I just paid them to file it for me. I mean, I haven't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't even done it yet. I ain't even done it because it was a mandatory. Then it went away, and then
Right.
it became mandatory again. But also, obviously, I'm not trying to get into politics or anything. But then Trump's in office, so it might go away again because he like supports
Right.
small businesses and he's for all that. So I ain't done anything yet. I'm not gonna. I'm usually a person that don't do shit until I get some paperwork. When I get some
Thanks.
paperwork, then I'll adjust. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, keep living in. I mean, I've been fine this whole time, but my students, I tell y'all to do it the right way, right? When you're in that LLC training, and you get that part of the like, I tell you to do it, you to get your BOI, or if not, that's on you. But I do guide you guys within the right way because I wouldn't want you guys to pay fines. Fuck it, they can come. I'll pay it. You know what I mean, and then I'll make it right. I'm a risk taker. That's just me.
For sure. For sure. All right. My last question is I know to my understanding, like when structurally building your profile, I think it's between 7 and 10 profiles to have, right? Um
The what?
so it's between like 7 to 10 profiles to have. I mean like accounts
Oh
to
yeah,
have
account. Yeah, yeah. I would have 10 or more.
okay, okay. So question, right? Um say like say like somebody got 5 accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got like 10 accounts, but their 5 accounts is worth more than my 10 accounts.
It don't matter the worth. They're not looking at that. They're looking at how many are on there.
Mm, okay,
And I
okay,
ain't trying to cut you off, but I felt like I know where you were going with it. But yeah, they're not looking at that. They literally it's a report card. You got to think of it as a report card. You know, as long as you're hitting the data points, it's a system. Somebody's not manually doing all this work, right? They got systems and then they kick it back if something becomes a flag and then somebody manually looks at it, right? So if your data points are met, payment history 100%, zero derogatory marks,
mm-hmm.
credit age 2 to 2, you can even go like 1.5. I would go 2 to 3, 2 to 5 years age, 10 plus accounts, 3 or less hard inquiries.
Mm-hmm.
If all those data point utilization got to be below 10%. I mean, they say 30 and all that, but why even run it that risk it? Go have everything right when you go for the money. That's why most of the time that's what takes the most time with our clients and getting them funding. We don't want to just try because then you're going to be looking at us crazy like, damn, I got to guarantee 50, but you only got me 30. No, like
Right.
I want 100. I want I want everything how it's supposed to be. So you can't get denied because I have the partnership with the lenders anyway, and the lenders are going to fund it if it looks like that. So yeah, focus on the data points. That's what matters.
All right, appreciate it.
100%. Dominic, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna shoot a quick couple more at you.
Go ahead.
That's all right. How much do you pay your runners?
I pay my runners based upon actually leverage. Some of them I actually only have 2 runners. Because the other ones are just the cars are just brokered out, right? Like the host in Vegas that has 10 of my cars, he has all the cars. We have an agreement. He pays me a certain amount per month. Same in North Carolina. Same in Texas. The one in Shreveport, which is my hometown, that's my market, right? Those are ran by a runner. He just has a free car. He has his dream car. This is your car, and I'll pay your car note, your insurance, all that every single month. All you have to do is drop keys off, take check in and check out pictures. But when he needs money, he's family, so it's different. It's not like an employee staff. He's like my nephew. So If he needs, hey man, Unc, I need, a couple hundred, I need this, I need that, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Because he helps out the business. But he's more happy about, he's young, he's more happy about being in a Hellcat. That's what he wants. So I leverage it. When you're in business, you can leverage, like you can leverage these type of things and do things for certain people in order to get what you want, right? Like when I need services or something on my vehicle, I'll just, I might go speak to their family members about something. I might do a credit sweep for some people or whatever it may be. Like when you're in business, you have leverage because you have assets, you have capital, you have a brand, you have everything that you shouldn't always be coming out of pocket. Let's think of something we can leverage. Like, oh, you paint cars, I repair credit. How about you paint my car or you throw this fire ass wrap on my car? I'll repair your credit so you can go get capital from the bank and grow that business even more. You got leverage. So that's kind of how you should be operating as a business owner. It ain't always, some people always just want profit, money, money, money. It don't always have to be that. If you got something that's valuable to me that I can use, let's service for service. Because it don't make sense for me to give you 10,000 to do it and then you turn around and pay me 10,000. It's just an exchange of currency at that point. How about you do that service for me of the same value and then I do this for you of the same value and we're good.
Okay, cool, perfect. Next question would be is taking the credit and turning it into cash without penalty. Is there a specific way to go about it?
You're always gonna have when you say penalty, like an interest.
Like some crazy ass fine for taking out a cash advance or something.
You won't have that. That's easy. That's something you're here, so I'm gonna tell you, but that's Kane's bread and butter. He'll hit you with it tomorrow. But I mean, it's as simple as I'm a business owner, right? You want you need cash off your credit card, I'm gonna send you a payment link. When you pay it, I'm gonna send it to you. It goes to my account. Knowing business owners, you could do it that way. There's ways where you can buy things and return them. Hey, what card do you want to return it to? Just give them your debit card. They're not looking up the card. Go buy it with your credit card. Go return it. And then, oh, what do you have the same card? Yeah, I got it on me. Here it is. And just give them your debit card. It'll go to that bank account. You can go. You're always going to pay a percentage though. Like even with business owners giving you, we still got to pay the fees. So there's still always going to be fees. But those are a couple of ways that I know how to do it and how I be able to turn the credit into cash. I got a really good bank called Barksdale Federal Credit Union. I can literally transfer it from my credit card to the bank account, and a lot of banks don't do that. Like it's one of the biggest, dopest perks that they got. Yeah, that's how I do it. I just somebody you gotta obviously as a business owner that or that you've done business with, you're cool with that. Hey, like send me a Stripe link. You can create a Stripe right now with a bank account. Use your credit card, pay your Stripe link, and boom, it's in there. You get what I'm saying? Now you got the cash.
Gotcha.
So you just got to be strategic with it.
Alrighty. The last question for you would be the car sharing route, kind of like the brokering. How do you find people? Is there any contracts that you use for that? What does it look like?
That's what I like to do. Imagine,
Yeah, I put them. Hey, Michael, can you
I
mute
don't do know, but
Hey, Michael.
just going to imagine well, imagine keep out is
Hey, Michael.
my blem pack it on
I'm gonna have to mute him. I muted him, but yeah. So I use the same. I use the rent to own or the private rental. I gave you guys both of the contracts, so whichever one more aligns, you can kind of adjust it how you adjust it. But I use those same contracts. I give it to them. 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you a contract as well. But I go with vetted people. I go with vetted hosts in the game. People that 9 times out of 10, if they got a lot of luxury cars, exotics, they're good. They're trustworthy. That host who has the Uruses and the Huracans and the Ferraris and the Bentleys and the double R's, those hosts, those are the ones that you want to broker your vehicle because they're seasoned, they're vet, they got the high dollar cars. We take them. I take them too. Like I'll take vehicles, I'll look at numbers first and see, but I provide that as an exit to my clients. If you can't handle it or whatever, let's work something out. You can send them to me because I'm gonna make some money off of them. I'm gonna figure it out. And I'll just send it maybe to my other partner, YJ, and he'll run the whole thing. Your notes are getting paid. You 100%. Well, I'm not going to say 100%, but about 90% of the time, you probably aren't going to make any profit. They're just going to be paying your note for you. That's going to help you out in the credit world. Maybe it didn't work out. So unless it's a super good deal, like If he doesn't have a Huracan and I give him a Huracan, like, hey, look, I need, I need $1,000 a month just for this car. I need so and so a month for this car. You got to look at who has basically the what's the situation. I put it like that. Are you just trying to have it out and be an investor for it, or are you like struggling? Fuck, this shit didn't work. I just need somebody to pay my notes so my credit don't get jacked up. You know what I mean? So that's something you would assess later, but you always go with somebody that's vetted in the game that's already been doing it. No new people, no somebody I met the people that are doing my shit. And I didn't just meet them on social media. I met, flew out, linked up, talked, connected, network. They flew to my hometown, linked up, talked, network, and then I was like, boom, you're the guy. I mean, he has 187 cars right now. You know what I mean? He's up to he's probably at 200 something now. When I met him, he was at like 120. Shit, he knows what he's doing.
All right, cool. I appreciate it. I'll let a couple other people talk.
100%. I'll give you guys those connections as well. There is an exit plan within the course material, so you guys will know the exit. But yeah, I'll make sure you guys are good. Jaron, go ahead.
What's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm from Cali, man. I'm getting into the business game right now. Like I do a bunch of different stuff. Like I do credit repair, I do funding and all that other stuff. LLC, startups. I do a lot of stuff, man. But my question is, I'm trying to fix my own credit too, because I do my own credit too. But like I'm like stuck right now because I'm trying to figure out like what I need to do next when it comes to like getting funding and stuff like that. But my profile looks like it's pretty good, but I feel like I need more accounts on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I do need some trade lines, but I'm actually cleaning it still too. So what would you say would be like the next step to get funding? I need to clean it, get some trade lines, and you know.
I mean, if you know credit and you do repair, I would definitely make sure them data points are right. So make sure you got the good data points. If those are met, then you can go ahead and you could do your funding on your own, or you could get into like a mentorship like us. I don't know if you're a student of I'm not familiar with the name, so you're probably not a student yet. I'm gonna bust you for that. Why you ain't a student yet? You know what I mean? Because we can do these things for you, but I'm partnered with lenders. So if you can create partnerships with lenders, you get a guarantee. So I'm partnered with Chase, Navy Fed, Truist, Regions, Bank of America, and PNC. So it don't matter. If I send a profile over there, you're going to get money because we have an agreement. We're partners. So that's how you get into the game. You get in the game by networking and partnering with people who can make things happen, right? So
Okay.
and there's ways to do it on your own, right? Like if you feel like I got it all figured out. I really don't need mentorship. We do have course materials in there too. You can come through with the course material. Course material is all DIY, but you get access to our connects too. So you're gonna get our dealer connect. You're gonna get our lending connects as well. So that way you can just kind of run it on your own. I think it's only like $50 for the course material because we don't have to do no service. And I don't want to tax people for course material like everybody, all these other gurus online.
Okay. I'd I was gonna ask you, how much is the like to for you to do it, like to do like funding and get like the Turo stuff going? How much would it cost for you to do it?
What I'll do is I'll be able to drop this I could drop this link, right, and I'm gonna send it to you. That way you can get over to one of my sales. It's either gonna be myself or my executive assistant. The link's in the chat. Just book a call and be clear on the questions in there that, hey, I'm basically just looking for credit and funding. I will tell you, we have to kind of know what's going on in the profile because people do say, hey, my credit's good, I just need funding, and then they come through and it's like, nah, your shit's all messed up. Like, I'm not gonna do anything with this. You're gonna have to pay. You get what I'm saying? So, but we'll take care of
Yeah.
you, bro. Like our goal is not to, my goal is to not put people in financial burdens, right? My goal is to help you gain financial literacy so you never be in a burden again. So yeah, just click the link, book it. Let's talk about it. Let's make something work. I'll make something work for you, and we'll push forward, right?
All right, sounds good, man. Yeah, that was my question. Yeah, I definitely want to get up with you, man, for sure.
For sure, Jaron. I appreciate you showing up to the call and stuff like that. And like I said, book that and we'll see where it goes. And if you do all those other services as well, maybe there could be some type of affiliate thing that we can work at. That way you can get some money as well. Whether it's from clients or from us sending people your way.
All right, sounds good, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm gonna go with Bree, and then I'm gonna get with you, Lay, because you asked one. Bree hasn't asked one yet. Go ahead, Bree. What you got?
I was wondering, like, how do you go about your rent to owns, and also how you go about private rental, and like how do you market that?
So, how do I market it?
Yeah, like, is it just like close friends and family, or like you just like have like your own website that you do it on?
Well, you can have your own website and all that, but I never even really got a website. Basically, my shit was word of mouth. All my Turo guests that continued to book with me. If I done seen a guest like 4, 5, 6 times book with me on Turo, I'm like, damn, they're good. They return it every time. It's got gas in it. It's clean. Then I hit them up with a message. I'll text them, like not on Turo. I'll text them off the platform, like, hey, I see you rent from me for a while. How about I can rent to you private? We don't have to use Turo because Turo has Turo fees. And if I can save you them fees, then you can book with me. So that's kind of how you get them off the platform and into your private rental, right? Rent to own is the ultimate play because rent to own is you're literally in charge, or you're basically the dealership, right? So how it works is somebody wants I'll make a Facebook post on that. And I got Ty. You guys all have access to Ty, who spoke yesterday. He's the marketing, he's AI. He's the one that can be able to help you, market your product, especially if you have a rental car business or a website that you're going to launch or whatever. I would just make a Facebook post. I got a lot of friends, a lot of followers, so it's different with me having social media motion. It's different. I just make a post. Hey, no credit check. Must show proof of income. Must show insurance. Must show valid driver's license. This car. Here's the down payment. Here's the monthly payment. If you need a car, message me. And a bunch of people will start hitting you up on messages because they're like, you'll never realize, like, damn, these people really don't got cars. Like, or they just tired of their shit. They're like, I don't want to ride in my beater no more. I can be in this. And it's
Yeah.
on this much a month. So I would do it that way. Rent to own is the best play. What I tell them is, if you got note, pen, and pad, you need to write it down. This is a gym, and this is what you should do. 15 days before your car note is when their note is due to you, right? So you're going to charge 15 days early on your actual car note. That's when you charge them their car note. You take a down payment. You can assess that however. You can do 1,000, 2,000. Most people give me, I take 1,500 down because I like to get at least 2 payments in the bank. So I get 2 payments. Of course, that money's cycled and it doesn't matter. So
Right.
whatever your payment is, if you got a $700 car note, you can tell them, hey, it's 1,500 down payment. It'll be 1,200 a month or 1,000 a month, whatever you want to do. But make sure you get the down payment. They don't get no keys, nothing until their license. You get their license, save it, save their current insurance, save their obviously get some job information, proof of income, where you work, things like that. You can be as strict as you want, but that's how I did it. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to call your job if you don't pay your fucking car. I'm about to come snatch that shit, right? So those type of things, and make sure their payment is 15 days early, because then you have room, right? So now on your actual due date, like, hey, bro, you 15 days late. Like, are we gonna make the payment? I do a $50 late fee after 7 days. So after 7 days, I really got really strict. So now it's 7 days I'm repoing. 3 days is $50. You got a $50 late. 7 days I'm taking that shit. I don't have time to play around anymore. You know what I mean? Like, when you get to a certain level, you don't got time to chase down. I got 37 cars. I don't got time to chase them down. Like, 3 days, you're late. On day 7, if I'm not paid, my crew's coming to grab it. But you want it 15 days early, because then now okay, you got a 15-day late or however your rules is, and then that's your actual due date. 15 more days, they're really 30 days late. So now you can go repo. If you're the real person, you can't mess up their credit. But now you can go take the car, and you're actually only 15 days late on your normal one. So you can just make your payment, and you're adjusting, use the down payment money to do that, however you want to do it. But that's how you place it out, right? That's what allows you time. It allows you to see what type of client they are, and things like that. Does all
Okay.
make sense? Everything clear?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Do you put trackers in those as well? Like while they're
Trackers,
renting?
trackers go in every single car, multiple trackers in every single car. I don't want to stress that enough. There's people out there that are lazy that just do one tracker, do 3 trackers. It doesn't matter. Do 3 of them. they're gonna find one. If they're trying to steal your stuff anyway, they're gonna find one. But they're not gonna be looking for 2, 3, or 4 of them. They're gonna be like, damn, you still got your asset back. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. If they want to steal it, take it to Mexico and total it out, do me a favor. You just paid off a car for me. I'm gonna pay my deductible. Now my car is paid off and my credit went through the roof. You know what I mean? I don't care at that point. But just make sure you're protected.
That's all I have, right? Appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. Lay, I'm gonna get to you.
Dang, you can skip me right quick. I definitely forgot my question.
No, you good. All right, I'll skip. Let me see who we got. We'll go to Danny, and then we're gonna go to Jaren, and we'll circle up. We're gonna go to Danny and Dom. Danny, what you got? I got about I got about 5. I got about 10 more minutes, so we'll answer these and we'll get it rocking.
All right, Trevor, I'm just gonna be real. Like how you were talking about if a car isn't working, send it to somebody else. I was thinking for myself, like, man, if a car isn't working, I'm just gonna crash that bitch in a tree and call it a day. But what are some of the things in the game that I should stay away from that you'll be like, nah, don't do that. I did that and it ain't work. Like, yeah, those guys. Yeah,
I mean,
I like some loopholes. I do like loopholes and a little bit outside of loopholes and everything. So what's like something like you don't recommend at all?
I would say everything that I'm telling you to do now is because at one point I didn't do it right. So having one tracker got me, it came back and bit me. Not having PDF documents to cover, when I do private rental, not having documentation to cover me, fuck me over. People will say don't rent private, but why would you not want to get 100%? Just protect yourself. That's something they'll say. Or they'll say, don't use this tracker, use that tracker for certain reasons. Use multiple trackers. Like, my thing is to tell you the right information based off the stuff that I did wrong. Don't just rent to anybody. Don't just rent to your homeboys and your friends. Them the people that are gonna mess your stuff up, right? So actually rent according to what you type of client that you want in there. Price your product to get a high quality a client, right? You're not gonna put a Range Rover or a Mercedes on there for $30 a day. You're going to get a $30 a day client in there, and it's going to destroy your Range Rover or Mercedes. So I would say don't just, a lot of people get on, that car says this, so I'm going to put that. No, don't do that. Everything go, untraditional in a sense, do more so that you can win and you can't fail, and that so you can make money. If there's multiple cars of the same car you're getting, go put a wrap on it. I go spend 2, 3, 4,000 on a fire ass wrap, and now I have the same car as everybody else, but now mine has a badass wrap on it, and it's the same price as theirs. So who are they gonna book? They're gonna book mine. You know what I mean? Things like that, and that's what people will say. Don't do it. Oh, don't get used tires because it's a rental car. Why not? Get only used tires. People are gonna drive the shit out of your car anyway. Why would you go spend $200-300 per tire if you don't have to? Go to the used tire shop, put used tires on there, because guess what? Somebody's going to drive your shit from Florida to Texas tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, keep up with your maintenance, it's just things like that. There's not whole lot of what I wouldn't do, because I probably already done it. And now I just only know to teach the right way so other people don't make the mistake,
Okay, cool.
For sure. Dominic, go ahead.
Tax questions, like managing taxes, how do you do that? Is it through like QuickBooks? Do you got a guy? I know tax season's coming up. Do we have a guy in the mentorship that kind of rocks taxes?
We actually do have he's not included in the mentorship or anything like that, but he's one of the affiliates. You will get discounted since you are a mentee off of his product, and he does specialize in taxes. I haven't personally used them, and I don't like to get too much into taxes because everybody does them different. Sometimes I've wrote a shitload of stuff off because I wanted to be in a certain bracket because something was going on in the business or in my life that I wanted to look like I didn't make a lot for, just for rates or things like that. Then sometimes I'm like, hey, we logging that. We made 800K this year. We're putting it. I want to be in that bracket because I need to go buy, this $5 million house or this over here, so that's going to be something totally up to you. For example, last year I got 37. I only wrote off 10 vehicles because I didn't feel the need to write off 37. I'll save 10 when I need to write off another 10 and another 10. I mean, there was just in those 10, it was $72,000 worth of taxes that I paid that I got to write off. You know what I mean? So how I do it, everything goes to my business account. I get a P&L done for my CPA does a P&L on the bank account because I only do business stuff out of that account. So if money is spent from it, it's an expense. If money comes in, it's a profit. It's super easy for me because I've got a whole lot of stuff going. I got a bunch of business. I got a bunch of stuff going on, right? I got real estate. I got Airbnb. I got Turo. Obviously, I'm in the stocks. I got crypto. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I have my hands in, streaming company, t-shirt business. There's things that I got my hands in that I have to do it that way. I don't get, W-2s or anything like that. I have to do it this way. And sometimes I like 2 years ago, I owed, $27,000. Okay. I'm going to pay monthly on it. What's my monthly payment? $400. Okay. Here's $400. And then when I generate 20K from the business, I'm going to just pay the IRS off. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're doing the right thing and paying, and you're not doing no tax fraud shit, paying when you need to pay, then you're going to be solid. Man, that's all the clarity I can really give on taxes because that's not I struggle at it myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Tax guy's name is Andreas. He is in the community and he has a tab in there as well in the classroom. It should say tax loopholes. That's his. But that's his name, Andreas Hernandez or something like that. I don't know. He's reputable. He's good.
The last question I had for you is at what point do we need to get a dealer's license for selling cars and shit?
I still don't have one. I mean, I never got, if you need one, I do have a connection that can get you one though. I told you I'm the connection for everything. So if you do want to get a dealer's license and get into that world, 100%, I got you. I've never felt the need to have one. If I got a dealer connect who can do the work for me, I'm like, shit, what do I need one for?
From what I've heard, you can only sell like 5 cars a year, or you get fucking, I don't know what it is. It's like you get not taxed, but fined and shit.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even fuck with it, to be real. It's not worth it.
Okay.
Bet. I'm gonna go 2 more questions just because obviously time is we've been in here for about an hour now. I'm gonna go iPhone because I haven't heard from iPhone today. I don't even know who iPhone is, but I see the hand up. You in here?
Yeah, call my name yet?
You hear me? I can hear something.
You can hear me now?
Yep, perfect.
What's up? My name Alex. I'm out of Chicago.
How you doing, Alex?
What was I gonna say? I really just wanted to know the play on I'm basically getting the car note under your name, and then like you said earlier, 6 months later, refinance it to your business.
Yeah, so like I said, as long as your credit is in line, you can go purchase the car, right? Keep the car for 6 months, keep it on your profile, make sure your LLC is the right way, and then all you do is just go to a bank and have them refinance. You can just go into a bank like Navy Fed, go into Chase. It won't be a dealer or nothing like that. You'll go into one of those organizations and you'll refinance it that way.
Okay, for like instance, say I have my business like bank account with Chase, and then like say for instance I get the loan from Capital One. I just go into my bank business to my officer and be like, hey, I want to get a new car loan on this. I want to refinance it to my business. Or
Are you talking about like getting the actual capital from say like Capital One and then having your car over here and then paying that off?
my bad. It sound right in my head, but like basically like, all right, so say I my under my personal name, I financed the car through Capital One,
Mm-hmm.
and then 6 months later, because my business account is under with Chase, then I go to Chase and just ask them to refinance it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. And if your credit's good, they'll do it. Obviously, if you show good history on it, they're going to do it. And then obviously, if you don't have good history on it, you're going to need some repair, and then you can go run the play. All of it, credit is unlimited. All this stuff is a play. It's all a game. That's all it is. Like all it is structuring the credit profile to go get what you want and do what you want. So if they tell you no because you have a late payment, then you repair it, get the late payment off, and then go apply again because they already told you they're gonna tell you in your denial what is denied for, and then you just go fix it and go do it. So yeah, you'll go to Chase, tell them, hey, I'm looking to refinance my vehicle. And then they're going to ask you the information on it, what's your 10-day payoff, things like that. And then they're going to see if that they can lend towards it. If the depreciation isn't so bad, then they'll do it. If it's already depreciated to where they can't approve it for the full amount, I would just go trade it, carry over the negative equity and get something new, get a new car.
Okay, that makes sense. Appreciate it. That was pretty much it. Thank you.
100%. Appreciate you. Bree, Bree and Lay, I'm gonna say no more questions after them too. I'm gonna let y'all two get the final questions and then we're gonna be up out of here and you can catch the recording obviously at the end. What we got? Go ahead, Lay. You can go first.
All right. My question is, do you think I can get, so I have two collections on my profile, right? Those are basically the only thing stopping me now. Do you think I can get funding with those? Or you think, but my plan B is just to do the data breach to get them off of if I can't get funding with the two charge offs.
They're not gonna give you nothing with those. 100%.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, it's gotta be good. So you're gonna have to repair it, dispute it, and then go circle the block.
Word. All right, great. One more question. So I have a car on Turo, right?
Mhm.
Never mind.
All
That
right.
goes to the business side. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, for sure. Bree. And I'm gonna do fancy because I just seen your message that you couldn't raise your hand and you probably been trying to get a question in. So I'm gonna get you after Bree. Go ahead, Bree.
I wanted to get the name of that federal credit union you were talking about, and I have one more question, and then I'm done. I promise y'all.
No, you good. I don't know if it's depending on location. It's not in a lot of places, but it's called Barksdale Federal Credit Union. They may have it. I know it's a Southern thing. It might only be a Louisiana thing, but you can see if they share branch. Any credit union is going to be fire though. Just you guys should know that any credit union, Navy Federal Credit Union, State Department Federal Credit Union, Affinity Federal Credit Union. If it's a credit union, run with them. They're the best. Um, Obviously, you're gonna get them crazy big limits from like Chase and Amex and all those businesses, but man, them credit unions be the play. They got the best rates, they're favorable. I mean, they vouch for their clients and I mean they don't mess with your limits. There's plenty of times I've went in business some hard months. It's like, damn, we ain't profiting right now, where Amex will drop my limit from like 80K to like 60K. Damn, you're just gonna take 20,000 from me? Like, damn, bro. And then I gotta optimize, go ask for another increase and get it back. Like, they have the ability to do that at Amex and stuff like that. But them credit unions, they don't mess with your money. You're gonna always have it. I've never seen a credit union drop a limit. I could be wrong, but I've never experienced it or seen it. I've been in a position way back in the day where I almost lost my house back home. I was, 3 months. I think you can only go 4 months and then they about to foreclose or something like that. I was like, whatever, if it's two and three or 3 and 4, I was on the last straw. I still had a $21,000 limit on that Barksdale card way back then. They didn't even touch my limit. Paid them down and I still got the same limit. So I figured that's the worst of worst position. I'm not paying my bill. My house ain't getting paid, my cars ain't getting paid, and you still didn't mess with my limit. So the credit union's they've been in my pocket ever since. I always look to them for funding and stuff.
And then my second question is, how do you set up your contracts for private and rent to own? Like, do you have somebody do that, or like?
No, you should, if you go into the classroom and you go into the Turo, the 6-figure Turo power play, go down to private rentals and automations, click it, and at the bottom you'll see PDFs. I already give you guys PDFs, so you could just edit it and make it your way. But the PDFs are already in there for rent to own and private rental. All you got to do is obviously change it to your name, everything how you want it. If you don't want a 7-day late, you want a 20-day late, change it how you want it. But I do have it in there for you guys to keep.
Bet, even better. Thanks, man.
100%. Fancy. Last one. Make it a good one. Pressure's on you. Yo, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Now I can.
Okay, I'm still in the car. It's connected to my car.
You
Okay.
good.
So question was kind of what y'all just went over. I've been doing Turo, and I kind of do the little hack where you go to all the dealerships within the same week or so, get a few cars, and then I've been refinancing them through a business. I only use Navy Federal and Penn Fed so far though. So I've been doing that kind of wash. My original question is, what credit union do you recommend? You kind of just went over that. And then, have you ever done like a fleet loan?
I haven't done a fleet loan, so I don't have a lot of experience or knowledge on them, but I haven't done, but I've ran a client through basically a line of credit for auto loans. So I
Right.
guess it's kind of the same thing.
Mhm.
The two to use on that is Ally Financial. They're good, and GM Financial. They'll give you up to like 300K. So if you got
Okay.
a fleet, if your fleet's only 270K, you take the 300K, pay all of them off, and now you just got that one loan.
Okay.
Then you can run plays up in between because obviously it takes 30 days to hit, right? Things are getting
Mhm.
you can run more plays. But those are the two for that. And what credit union do I recommend for what? Because you asked what credit union is it
Just in general, but I guess specifically for like refinancing for business auto loans.
I mean, you got Navy Fed. That's the one. Like Navy Fed, it'd be the one,
Okay.
and that's why it went so viral on the internet. And people say that they've been messing with their, oh, it's not the hit number. It still hits. Like I went there, I still I still got on my other profile. I still got 7 vehicles on that, right? And
Mhm.
they still gave me like 71 bands to go grab. I went and grabbed 2 more cars. They gave me 71,000 while I already got like 230K out. Navy Fed is always going to hit. They just really good, especially if you in the door with them and you got that relationship with them. I mean, they always going to be the one. But for lending, obviously any federal credit union. Affinity
I got you.
Federal Credit Union is one that's super slept on. Affinity, and they do business and they do personal too. Affinity's cold.
Affinity. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, I did just apply for Ally, basically for that as a line of credit for multiple cars. And I'm going back and forth because you got to do it over the phone and send in a bunch of docs for them.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna see how that goes. But that was
And
it. Thank you.
if they don't hit you right,
Hmm.
circle the block and do GM Financial. They solid. But as soon as
Okay.
well, if you already in the space, then you should already know. As soon as you run that play right, and as soon as they get their word, call and get the inquiries removed ASAP, so you
Oh
can
yeah,
go.
yeah. Okay,
Okay. Yep.
I got you. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am, 100%. Well, look, hey, 751. I think it was a good class. Good questions was asked. I hope I answered everybody's stuff accordingly. You guys, like I said, we're in the community. We're in there to network. You got businesses, talk about your business. Let's network with each other. Let's make each other money. Don't scam nobody in here. Don't ever try to finesse nobody in there. If you got a business and you're selling something to the community and you get caught on some scam shit, you banned like for life. You cross people that I care about or myself or anything. You get one chance with me. I'm that type of person, right? So one chance of shadiness and you're banned. You'll never get back in the group. You'll get kicked out of the mentee, and I'm keeping your money. You're not getting your money back because you shouldn't be doing bad business. I'm big on that. Everybody in here should be networking and trying to spread wealth and try to spread knowledge, spread tips. If you do get that fancy and they get you approved at a good rate, post about it. That way people know and they can run that same play too. Everybody has their own knowledge that they know and stuff that they can spread. That way everybody is up to speed and we're spreading this financial literacy. So yeah, I did want to say that. Stay active in the group every year, right? We're picking our top 3 most active people on the leaderboard. Those top 3 will be getting a compensated trip to wherever we're going to go. This year is most likely going to be Miami in July. So them 3 on the top leaderboard is getting flew out to Miami and their room is getting paid for. So we stress being active in that group, communicating with the group, communicate with each other, share the group with your friends because it goes off that. The more people you share the link with and bring in, it tracks that. So that's the kind of stuff that we need to do, and you know that's how we're going to continue to be impactful on people's lives. So I appreciate y'all. Many blessings. You got questions? Hit me up if you're a student. Discord. If not, Skool community. Y'all have a good night. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate it.
100%. 100%.